Hey everybody, welcome to day 257 of the Daily Stoic. All right, here's the quote. Try praying differently and see what happens. Instead of asking for a way to sleep with her, try asking for a way to stop desiring to sleep with her. Instead of a way to get rid of him, try asking for a way not to crave his demise. Instead of a way to not lose my child, try asking for a way to lose my fear of it. Marcus Aurelius. So as I was thinking about this quote today, what it kind of was saying to me is that everyone in life prays to a higher power. Everyone, even so-called atheists, still at their core believe in a higher power. And the reason I say this is because when I was in the military and when we would be in firefights and the bullets would start to fly, even though we had many who claimed to be atheists in our group, when the times got tough, when the firefights were going on, we were pinned down in locations, I would often look over and I would see these people with their hands folded, silently saying a prayer. And so even though they may say they don't believe that there's a higher power, they were praying to somebody, and that somebody has to be a higher power than whoever they are. So really, I think this quote today is just helping us taking a different look, per se, at prayer, or maybe taking it to another level. And really what it was saying is instead of always praying for this or that, the things that you need, the things that you want this given moment, a certain outcome that you want, a certain way you want something to end up, instead of doing that, which is kind of a selfish way to do it, why don't you pray for other things? Like he was saying here, why don't you pray instead of, being able to get the girl, pray for the ability to withstand the temptation to get the girl. Or, like he said here, the guy's demise. Instead of praying for the guy's demise, why don't you pray instead of, a way not to crave it. So it's interesting. It reminds me of another quote that I heard one time. And the quote, I'm going to probably butcher it, but the quote basically said that, why, it was from Bruce Lee. It basically said, why pray for an easy life? Why not pray to become stronger so that you can handle whatever life throws at you? And I think that's along this same vein. I think it's along the same kind of thing that this quote here that from Marcus Aurelius is trying to tell us. I think that you might take your prayers and you might take your thoughts to a different level, to a different place, if you kind of started to look at this in a different perspective, a different light. And really, isn't that what we're trying to do with each one of these quotes that we've been reading this year, is trying to change our perspective, trying to change the way we look at things? So why don't you give that a try one time? Why don't you read this quote, think about it, ponder it, and then try to change your perspective on it. And let me know if that helps you or if that doesn't help you. Leave a comment below and let me know that. I'd love to have a conversation with this about this with you guys. So please do try to implement this into your life and just try to look at it from a different perspective once and see how this either helps you or doesn't help you. I'd love to hear either way. All right. So until tomorrow, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And let's strive harder each and every day to live our lives more like the great Stoics we're learning about this year.